24.
24. What is up, everyone? Welcome. Episode 24 of the Meet the Press podcast. Thank you for joining us on Sunday evening, as you have for the past 23 other Sundays.
Not 23 Sundays. We had some midweek guest episodes.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We did. I'm sorry. Like
forgetting about our special guests.
18 or 19 Sundays.
Yeah, jumping ahead of the gun. Jumping the gun.
Jumping ahead of the gun.
It's been a long day. It's been a long week and a half.
So yeah, I agree with that 100%. I know I started work this week, so that was crazy busy. Jared, how was your week?
It was also pretty busy. Pretty much living at the Houch, going to Western Kentucky's, practices, scrimmages, seeing what I can, hanging out in the concourse while they're practicing when I can't see it, and then talking, writing stories, previews, features, just a little bit of everything this time of year.
Back in the grind.
Back in the grind. It feels good though.
Yeah,
I'm recording at the office. I literally just got done designing pages about 5 minutes before I hopped on here. I'm probably just gonna chill at the office and write stories tonight. Just enjoy it, embrace the grind.
I mean, I'm with you. Like I said, I started work this past week. It was nice being back in like a routine. Nice being back in that environment. But yeah, also super surreal being back at SIU. So yeah, first week down, good. I'm exhausted, but that's a good thing. Like you said, it's the grind. Met a lot of people this week. Saw a lot of old faces, which was super helpful. Yeah. A lot more meetings.
Yeah, no, I can imagine because
yeah,
you were in Hoptown and Owensboro, your last two journalism stops, right?
Right. Yeah.
How many did you work with Brian Edwards at Hoptown?
Yeah, Brian. Brian was
did you have anybody with you?
Ryan Richardson, he was my editor, but in Hoptown, Brian was with me for a little bit. I think Brian was with me for maybe a year and a half.
So you didn't really have any, I guess, coworkers for your section that you'd have to meet with, really, did you?
No. I mean, I would go to the main meetings, just because made me feel important sometimes. But 99% of them, as you know, had nothing to do with sports.
Yeah. Sports is kind of weird. It's usually just like, all right, you guys are doing your thing. Just keep doing your thing.
Right. Like you guys, like you just do what you've been doing. Like that's, and I feel like that's kind of, I've always said, and I've told students that I've taught at college and high school that any news writer or any sports writer can be a news writer, but not every news writer can be a sports writer.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because I feel like being a sports writer is, what do you think the hardest? I think the hardest part is the lingo. Like that's what I always tell people. Like, because
I feel like a lot of it comes from the knowledge of sports, not necessarily being able to memorize stats, but just the understanding of what's going on. And
right,
because most of us have been watching since we were little kids.
Right.
And you can't just pick that up in a day to kind of put something together.
Like, I know I don't know if we're going to go this way, but like whenever it comes to a person that you are dating, talking about, like, do you want them to be like a sports person? Like, is that a thing with you?
I don't care. Like,
yeah.
I've had people tell me before, like, I could never date you because I don't like sports, and I was like,
right.
I'm not in love with HR. Like, what the heck you guys do every day in your office or whatever. I don't know what insurance people do. I don't know what enterprise.
This is giving us like a whole nother like thought into what does Jared date? HR and insurance people is like his background, is what he goes for. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
you don't know.
I don't need them to love sports. Like that's not a requirement for me. but knowing that it is something that I do for a living, like I work in for a living, and so just being understanding of that, I think, is a huge thing for me.
Yeah, no, I get it from that perspective, but
Yeah.
for me, it's like you don't need to be a sports fan. Like I see some
No.
people post like, "Oh, I want someone that I can, you know, mm, have Sunday NFL day, whatever, make goodies for everybody." And I'm kind of like, well, I'm working Saturdays for college football, and Sundays I'm usually working or traveling
It,
or something. So it's like I'm
it
not around for it.
it's like, hey man, like don't get me wrong, I love brunch. I'm a huge brunch fan. I mean, as it goes now, my Saturdays are going to be spent much like your Saturdays at a college football game.
Yeah, no, I don't have brunch much. I enjoy mimosas though.
Oh, dude,
I
I
love
love dude, I love mimosas. Why? Why is that? Why? What makes mimosas so good?
I mean, I just like the bubbly anyway, but
That's true.
and it's you can they're I think it's because they're socially acceptable to drink in the morning.
Yeah, but do you like fruity drinks? Are you a fruity drink person?
I'm not a picky drink person, so I do like fruity
Okay.
drinks, but I also, will drink bourbon neat or I'll drink,
Yeah.
beer. I'll drink like any kind of beer. Like I like IPAs, I like Bud Lights. I just tried my first Guinness last night.
Oh, that's right. You sent me a snap of that. Yeah. How was
Yeah,
that?
I'd never had Guinness before. I enjoyed it, but I've had like dark beers like that before. I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be a little more uh, heavy, I guess would be the word I'd
Okay.
use. A little more
Okay.
full, but because I've had some like local stuff that's
Right.
dark,
Right.
dark
Right.
like that, like a stout.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed it. I would drink it more. I would drink it a lot
I
more.
I'm a stout person. Like I like dark beers, and it's a big downer during the summer because like you go to breweries during the summer and it's not often where they have a stout or a porter on tap. It's like they have a shandy, which don't get me wrong, I also love shandies. But
See, with a stout, I like it when it's like rainy or winter.
well,
Like I
yeah,
don't
that
like
makes
drinking them when it's 100 degrees.
well, I get that, but I do like drinking them when it's 100 degrees.
Sorry, I just put a Starburst in my mouth.
I was gonna say, what are you eating? Like,
No,
what is
not
that?
it's not candy corn this week. I got some Starburst out of the vending machine, and I was having my favorite color, yellow. Pretty hot take, I feel, because yellow gets
I I feel like
pooped
that is
on
a
a
hot
lot.
take. Yeah, I feel like that's because yellow is it the worst?
That's what a lot of people say.
I mean, you got red, which is cherry, right?
Hmm.
And
Then you
then
got pink.
you have pink, and then you have orange,
Hmm. Those are
and
the
then you have
OG ones.
yellow.
Hmm. Yellow's my favorite.
I don't know,
Like I
man.
see, I see the memes all the time about like I wouldn't wish this bad luck on my worst enemy or
Like
whatever,
the
and then
double
it's like,
yellow.
yeah, the double yellow,
Yeah, the double yellow.
double yellow.
I man, I don't remember the only time that I usually have Starburst, oddly enough, is at a basketball game because like it's something that when I'm working, I don't have to actively eat. I don't know if that does that make sense? Like popcorn, I feel like is something that
Oh,
like
oh yeah,
you
yeah,
have to actively eat and it gets on like your paper and your notebook.
yep,
Starburst, I feel like is something you can open, pop in your mouth, you can chew it around for a minute, you can toss it from one side to another. Like it's not something that you have to like focus on, if that makes
yeah.
sense.
So when you're at a game, this was
Yeah.
not an expected topic to come up, but in our defense, we didn't have any
We
because this was a
had
very
none this week.
this was a
Yeah.
very poorly planned out episode. We hope you enjoy. You can find it and all the other episodes on places like Apple and Spotify. So if you're at a basketball game or football game or soccer match, you're
Right.
covering it. Let's go back to your old days at the newspaper.
Right.
Do you hit up the concession stand or you avoid that?
I usually will just to kind of Like, I mean, I just to support, I guess, kind of. Like, I'll get a water, like, or a Diet Dr. Pepper or something, and like a Starburst. It's in and out. I can grab something really quick. I do like when we get into like outdoorsy, like baseball, softball season, and you get like sweet tea and fried bologna sandwiches and like those are nice. But basketball, I'm pretty much strictly like a water Starburst kind of person when it
Okay.
comes to that kind of thing.
See, when I was doing preps, I would never go to concession stands because, uh, I was like you said, you're kind of busy writing and all that stuff. But also,
Right, right.
I never carry cash on me.
I
Most of those
really,
places are
yeah.
like I've probably got $1 in my wallet right now, and it's probably been there for the last year and a half, and
I
nothing
have
has.
no dollars in my wallet.
There's been no more dollars added or taken out during that span. I worked in a
I
bank for 3 summers, and I learned to hate actual cash.
Is it because it's dirty?
No, it's
Oh, okay, good.
I don't
But
know.
it
I
is though, right?
counted it all probably. I hate coins because they're just annoying. They don't add up much for being as heavy and as inconvenient as they are. Like they do add up. Don't get me wrong. If you have like if you have a bucket of them, but I don't want to break $1 and get 3 quarters, 2 dimes, and 4 pennies back, and then just have it jingling in my pocket all day.
Do you put change in your wallet? Is that what you were gonna
No,
say? Do
no,
you put change
no.
in your wallet? Are
I
you
don't
one of
put it in
those?
my wallet. No, no. I don't put anything in my wallet except my debit card, my ID, pretty much. I think I've got my Charlie card in there from riding the T back in Boston in college.
What?
My Charlie card.
Your Charlie
Riding the,
card.
yeah, riding the T, the subway in Boston. It's the like refillable card that
Okay.
you can.
It's like a Metro card.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
It's a Charlie card.
Stop saying that.
Charlie card.
Okay.
I've not been to Boston since 2017, but in case I do go, I will have that. There might be money on it.
I guess it doesn't expire.
Got to be honest, I don't know. Oh, I've got $2 in my wallet. Dollar bills, dollar bills. Yo.
Yeah, I just don't carry money. I know that's bad. Like I know there's all these things like, oh, you should always carry a 20 around. You never know when you're gonna need to tip someone. You never know when you're gonna just need to barter with money.
Venmo.
Yeah,
Venmo someone that's mugging me.
That would be the strangest interaction. Like if someone tried to rob you, like, dude, just let me Venmo you.
It would be weird if they said yes.
I don't know what.
Like I feel like I would be disappointing if I got
That would literally land. That's like, but that also is a paper trail.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It would be weird if they said yes, you can Venmo me, and I won't beat you up or something.
I guess.
Even if it's like, give me your phone, it's like, yeah, track my phone. I feel like it's a bad time in history to be a mugger or a pickpocket.
Because you're just always going to get caught.
Yeah, and there's cameras everywhere.
My
Not that there's a good time to be one.
My brother's car got broken into the other day.
Really? In New York?
Yeah, in New York. In the Hamptons.
In the Hamptons?
Like $25 in change. They left his golf club.
If I had $25 in change in my car, I would welcome someone to take
They left his golf
That's
clubs.
a lot of change.
They left his golf clubs.
Well, they just took what they needed, I guess.
Well, but
what are you
you
gonna
got to think though, you are aware, of my brother. His golf clubs, I would assume, are not cheap.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's true. It is something that
you'd have to unload them if you wanted money.
Ooh,
I feel like.
Where did you learn that word, Jared? The word unload, that's a super robber word, man. You gotta unload the merch, man. You gotta unload the goods. That's a robber word.
I've watched a lot of Netflix. I watch a lot of cheesy crime shows. So
what do you
like my go-to?
Yeah, are you watching anything right now? Are you too busy?
I'm pretty busy. Kind of watched this show that I don't remember the name of. It was that good. Uh, it was about a
Oh,
girl who was in a plane crash and with two other guys, and the guys died, and then she had to survive, and it was pretty weird. I did not really enjoy it that much. So
is it
just
a show?
yeah, limited series on Netflix. But
Um,
uh,
I
but 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 I didn't. We didn't talk about shows the week before. And the week before, I finished the new season of Virgin River. And that was very good.
Yeah, I saw that on something on like when I was going through Netflix, but I remember you posted about it one day.
Probably snapped you or something.
Maybe you snapped me
I
about
don't. I
it.
don't think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't
think.
think you would have posted about it
I don't. No.
about Virgin River.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I definitely wasn't watching Virgin River. I'm definitely
I
not rooting for
posted.
Mel and Jack.
I posted about Gossip Girl before. I love Gossip Girl. That's one of
I've
my
never
favorite
seen.
shows.
You know what? I still haven't seen
What? Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. Thank you for saying it because I was thinking Robin Williams, Matt Damon. No,
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Yeah. No, haven't seen.
Ben Affleck.
No, still haven't seen it.
The woman's name is Moyne. Moyne? No. I don't know her name, but whatever. I watched Blackbird. It's on Apple TV. Taron Egerton. Do you know who Taron Egerton is?
You're an Apple TV guy.
I mean, I have it. I watched Ted Lasso on it. I watched this on it. I watch The After Party, which I know I've talked about on here, and I absolutely freaking love The After Party. But no, Blackbird, Taron Egerton, they end up putting him like in a psychiatric prison to try to like figure out where this guy buried all these bodies, and it's just a super good show. It's only 6 episodes, but it's really really good. But there's another show that I've heard it was going to be a movie, and now I heard it's going to be a show on Hulu. But it's Devil in the White City. Do you know about Devil in the White City?
No.
So, Devil in the White City is about H.H. Holmes, the serial killer H.H. Holmes in Chicago in the World's Fair in like 1893 ish, whenever the World's Fair was there. And he basically had like a murder hotel. Like, he had this hotel that had like hidden compartments everywhere. And am I boring you that much? And but it had like hidden compartments and like hit like gas chambers. And there's going to be a show that's going to be directed by Martin Scorsese and Leo DiCaprio. But the rumor is that Keanu Reeves is going to play the serial killer H.H. Holmes.
I did see Keanu Reeves was going to be in something.
Yeah.
Now I know what it was.
And I'm super stoked about it because I don't know if people know this who are listening, watching at home. I love serial killers. I don't know why.
Weird.
I love reading. I know, it's super weird.
That's a weird sentence.
Yeah, it is. It is a weird sentence.
You should change it to like, I like learning about these people throughout history.
Yeah, I like learning about these people throughout history that aren't the dopest of the dope.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better than I love serial killers.
I'm supposed to write for whatever. Am I supposed to think about every word I say for in my entire life?
I wish more people would.
How much worse does your DMs get or your notifications mentions get whenever football season starts?
I get more notifications for sure. I get notifications throughout the year because I get tweet notifications from like all the transfer portal stuff.
Right.
So I get them pretty consistently sent to my phone throughout the year. But interactions with my stuff, it definitely has picked up this time of year. But I'm also posting a lot more.
How do you? I know you have unruly fans. Maybe not like fans of you. I mean, I'm sure you have fans. No, I mean, I'm sure people love Jerry McDonald, but like diehard tops on top guys, girls, gals. What? I'm sure there's some of those.
Yeah. I mean, they're just with every team.
Right.
Some people like what you post. Some people have a problem with everything that you post. I'm a homer. I'm a hater. Everything in between. So, I just try to. The best compliment I get um, that I've ever gotten is probably a comment on a story, and it's just that was thorough and fair. Like
Yeah, that's a pretty
that's
good one.
that. Yeah, yeah. Because I'm just trying to tell what happened. I'm not trying to, be a fan. I'm not trying to be a hater. Just tell what happened.
Yeah, that's what I would always like tell my students. I'm like, just say what happens and make it sound good. I'm like,
Yeah,
if you just stick to those two things, you're going to be a pretty decent journalist. Like, if you can just literally say, hey, these are the things that happened and put it in the right order and make it sound somewhat coherent, boom, you got a hit, man.
yeah, exactly. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say a hit, but you've
Well, I
got a
mean,
story.
you have like a jumping off point.
Yeah,
Like, you have somewhere to start.
yeah. No, I mean when you work with people like consistently over the span of 3, 4, 5 months, you're talking to them
Right.
3, 4, 5 times a week. I mean, you get to know them, and I mean, it's you try to just stay as unbiased as possible and write what happened. I think in this industry, they appreciate that. And, you know, I think a lot of people that read would appreciate that as well.
I want to hope that
Not
that's
everyone does,
true.
but
I want to hope that that's true. Like, I hope that deep down, people are like, okay, they are just saying what happened, and that there's not some hidden agenda all the time.
my favorite thing was like it was shortly like right after I moved to Kentucky. Um, I think I got called a homer for one of the high schools I was covering. I
That's
was like,
nice.
bro, I
Yeah.
didn't know where this school was 3 weeks ago. Like,
Right.
I'm not from here. I didn't graduate from here. I've got no connection here yet. Like, it's just what happened.
Did you see any of the coverage from Fancy Farm last weekend? Or I guess yesterday?
It was this past weekend. I saw a couple things. I've never been or anything like that. I've never been probably west of Hoptown, Owensboro. I don't know what's farther west,
Yeah,
but
you told me the other day that you've never been to. Wait, did you tell me you've never been to Illinois? Is that right?
yeah, I've never been to Illinois. Never been to Paducah either. I need to make a trip to Paducah.
Yeah, man, you need to come over. Like, I don't care if you just like dip your toe in the mighty Ohio.
Oh,
So,
I've seen the Ohio.
you've
Maysville was
seen,
along the Ohio River.
yeah, but have
That
you ever
that,
seen the
that beautiful brown
confluence?
river.
Have you ever seen the confluence? Do you know what confluence is?
No, I'm not a
No.
big river expert.
So, as someone who has lived pretty close to, honestly, within a river, like most of their life. So the confluence is in Cairo. It's where the Ohio and the Mississippi meet in at Southern Illinois. And like there's a building down there, and you can actually like see where they meet, like in the water.
Does SIU play September 10th football? How far
I
is
don't.
SIU? How far is Carbondale from Bowling Green?
It's a few hours probably. What'd you say? September.
September 10th. You don't have this memorized yet?
Oh, I'm on SID for football. That's not my thing. Um, I did see the coach the other day, which was nice because he was the like the coach for SIU whenever, or the quarterback for SIU whenever I was growing up. How am I doing this?
What are you doing? Do you know how to find a schedule?
I don't know. It's really weird on here right now. One second.
You were out of sports for so long.
I know. I forgot how things work. Okay. September 10th. Yes, we've talked about this. That's first home game.
First home game?
Yeah,
I
it's our
wasn't
first
paying
home
that
game.
much attention. SEMO?
Yeah, because it's
Six.
the War for the Wheel, man.
That's a Western's bye week. So, I mean, I'm.
Come on up, man.
You get me in?
Yeah, I can get you in. I don't know. Sure. I don't know what I could do for. I've been there for a
I'm
week,
not.
man.
I'm not paying for tickets. The
I
last
have
time
a
I think I paid for
key.
a ticket. Last time I think I paid for a ticket to a game was a Moorhead State basketball game. In Moorhead, they were playing Murray State. I wanted to see Ja Morant. Ja
Oh
had
yeah.
a triple double with probably like 10 or 12 minutes left. It was an awful game. And after that, I was like,
Um,
I'm not. I had some great nachos before though, so
and then we're at Northwestern the next week.
yeah, I'm not going
So
to Northwestern. I'll
yeah,
be in
that's fine.
Indiana that week, so
But yeah, September 10th, SEMO, Family Day, Faith and Family Day, Ag Day.
like agriculture.
What other ag? Attorney General Day. It's,
Agate, like we all
it's,
bring an agate section of a newspaper to celebrate the
no
scoreboards.
one would do that. That would be the lamest. Oh man, that'd be the lamest party ever. But I mean, come on, man. I like the agate part. I mean, it fills space. Like it's nice to like look at stats. I mean, we're stat people,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, September 10th, come because then we can go to 17th Street also, which is
I
a
don't know what
place.
that is. Oh,
It's
it's
a
a
barbecue
place.
place.
Oh, okay.
It's a barbecue place.
Well, we'd have to. It's a 6 o'clock game, so yeah, we could go before. We'd have to go
Yeah.
before.
Did you look it up?
The game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it way faster than you. Could.
Oh, did you? Okay, because you said 6 o'clock. Yeah.
Man, I'm in the game. I'm in regular season form right now.
I mean, or there. I mean, there's
You're
a
still going to the
Friday
game.
also. Like, if you wanted to come up Friday, you could.
I don't know if I want to spend that much time with you.
I mean, I'm far from Carbondale. I'm like an hour from Carbondale.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Ugh.
Yeah, it's true. It's like every morning, man. It's an hour.
I don't know what I'm doing next weekend yet, so I can't commit.
When's your? Oh, I was gonna say it's in a month, not next weekend. But I just picked up what you were saying. When's your home opener? September 3rd?
No, we play August.
Oh.
I go to the game and I cover the game. I don't play. I'm playing my own game. Gosh, stop saying. You're messing with me, man. I've been working all day. It's not my.
Sorry. I guess I
right.
can't. Can I say we? Because I can. I
You
say
can
that?
say that because you're
I
a
can
part of
say
the
that?
athletic department. Yeah,
Okay.
for SIU. For me, I'm with the Daily News. That's my team.
We do have also North Dakota State at home, so that'll be fun.
It should be a fun one. No, Western opens the season August 27th, week 0 game because we talked about
Oh, yeah,
week
we talked about
0
that.
being a stupid term against Austin P. One of the first, if not the first, games that are going to kick off. I believe there is one kickoff time to be determined, but that is New Mexico State, Nevada, and I don't imagine that will be at 11 a.m. Central. So Western will probably be the first FBS game of the season.
Western will be. Oh, okay.
Probably, yeah.
I'm excited to be back in that like college environment again.
Yeah, there's nothing that beats a college football Saturday. Like,
Didn't I
especially
send
when
you
you get to
the?
night game.
Oh man, the night like, and I think it's and somebody said this a few years ago. Like, I think for a lot of the students, because obviously not every student is a football fan, but I think students like that kind of atmosphere. So I think like coming off of a win, like not necessarily if they like lost their last road game, but if they won the last home game and they're coming into another home game, I think like students will still remember that because
Yeah.
they have short attention spans because we were them once.
I was a good student. Graduated top of my class.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I didn't. I wasn't a good student until college. I was a bad student until college.
Yeah. Well, in college, I graduated top of the communications department.
Oh, well, okay.
But high school, I was like 4th. Slacker. And I aced calculus and stuff, and I chose to go into watching football for a living instead of being an engineer with a nice engineer salary.
I was gonna ask how many were in your high school, like graduating class. So we talked about this.
Yep, we have. It was like 50 something.
Okay, I didn't want it to be like I was 4th out of 7. but I was in the
Hey,
top. I was
no,
in the top half.
well, because it wasn't just our town school. It was all the surrounding towns that came to our school too. You had Garland, your Exeters, your
Oh, so you had like
Kids.
feeder schools and stuff, right? Is that what
No,
you're saying?
no. The towns were just too small to have their own school, so they all came
Oh,
to Dexter. It was
oh,
Dexter
okay.
Regional High School.
I
So
was gonna say, so mine has a regional in it too. That's fun.
yeah, so
Yeah.
there weren't enough kids in any of one of those towns. Now there were middle schools or elementary schools in some of them, but
Do you guys have like I know in Illinois is like a lot of places will have like co-ops and stuff. Like I know it's not as much of a thing in Kentucky, but
like what do you mean?
like a school I used to cover was like Stewartson Strasburg. Stuart Strasburg, like Windsor. So like Stewartson Strasburg was a high school, Windsor was a high school, and like they would compete in things like together.
Together? Oh no,
Yeah.
we didn't do that.
Okay.
No, we because I mean the kids from the other towns would come to like
Would come there.
bigger. I don't even want to. They're not cities; they're just bigger towns. We if they had a McDonald's, it was like a bigger town. If it had like
Right.
a Taco Bell, it's a city. If it had a Dunkin' Donuts, you could still be like unincorporated township or something. Because everywhere in New England has a Dunkin' Donuts.
Right, because you guys run on Duncan. Or what's the slogan? Something runs on Duncan.
America.
America. America. That's what it is. America runs on Duncan.
Gosh, I could use some coffee right now, so we need to wrap this thing up. Do you?
I was just gonna ask you who would be your prize pick of the week on this August 7th.
Do you want me to go first since you went first last week?
I mean, you went first every other time except last week, so sure. Might as well go back to it. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
No,
that
wasn't me.
That wasn't me complaining.
No, that wasn't me complaining. I'm just like that was me saying like I took one for the team last week going first, so I think it's only like natural for you to do it again this week.
Okay. Yeah, mine would be a guy in Kentucky that probably takes too much heat, too much of the time, and that is John Calipari, University of Kentucky's men's basketball coach. This past week, the Cats, had an open practice, did some fundraising to help the people in Eastern Kentucky affected by the flooding. I spent quite a bit of time over there in Eastern Kentucky. Know some people over there, and I've enjoyed every trip over there I took. So yeah, John Calipari takes a lot of heat. People think he's underachieved, but I mean, if you look at the stuff off the court that he's been able to do with the fundraising he did with their team for Western Kentucky throughout all the tornado stuff that happened back in December. It's really incredible to see, and honestly, on the court too, probably the best guy for the job there.
Yeah, I think seeing like all those stories come out, like you see Chris Stapleton. I've seen a couple things with him, the country singer. You know who that is?
Yeah, no, from Johnson Central grad.
Yeah, Johnson Central grad. And there was
that's how I know I'm not country singer.
Oh,
Johnson.
Well, I think that's how everyone.
Well, no, when you say Chris Stapleton, there was a coach in Fleming County, Kentucky, whose name was Chris Stapleton. So, like, it took me a second to figure out which one you were talking about.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I don't know the Fleming County one.
Okay. Well, anyway, continue, please.
That's all I have. I'll give.
Just random discussion about Chris Stapleton in the middle of the podcast.
I'm gonna have two. One is gonna go out to my boy Gage Johnson on getting married today. So shout out to him. Number two, the Cardinals for sweeping the Yankees for the first time in franchise history, which you have already rained on the parade of me.
Yeah,
I'm excited about. But
yeah, we discussed this before we started recording this podcast because I said I don't know if that's something to be proud of because those two teams have been around for a long, long time. This was their first ever sweep over them.
Yeah, but I mean, they're the Yankees and they're the Cardinals, so like they're in different leagues, so like they obviously don't play each other all the time.
I feel like you're defending mediocrity.
Yeah, I know. So
But
thank
Bills
you all
fans
for
too.
joining us this. Oh, that was a nice one to sneak in there. I heard a thing today. I was making breakfast this morning, and I had my TV on Sports Center, and it was like I could hear it going through the like odds to win the Super Bowl, and it's like, and coming up first are your Bills, the best odds to win the Super Bowl. I'm like, ah, that would be awesome though. I'd go through a table if the Bills win the Super Bowl. When the Bills win the Super Bowl.
Gonna have to do it live on the podcast.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do it live everywhere. It's gonna be on TV. It's gonna be an event.
Yeah. Catch us on episode 47 when Tyler does that. But for now, this is the end of episode 24. Remember to follow the Meet the Press podcast everywhere you can follow it.